Cycling is a very sustainable activity. They're very quiet, they're a lot easier on the roads, they're very cheap to maintain and to run. They don't use gasoline. Bicycles reduce traffic congestion. I enjoy cycling because it is easier on my budget than driving downtown. I also enjoy cycling because I have a desk job and it keeps me in shape. I don't have to go to the gym and work out. I can just work out on my way to and from work. The City of Edmonton is implementing new on-street bicycle facilities, hoping to increase the amount of cyclists on the road. Sustainable Transportation's priority right now is to implement on-street bicycle routes from the City of Edmonton's Bicycle Transportation Plan. This plan will implement 500 kilometers of new on-street routes throughout the city so that a cyclist will be 1.6 kilometers away from an on-street cycling route at all times.
Hi, my name is John.
My name is Andrew.
My name's Alexa.
I'm going to take you around the streets of Edmonton.
Let's go check out cycling safety in the City of Edmonton. Here there's an obstruction, so I'm just going to signal, take up this lane. Stay in this lane until I'm clear through the intersection.
When we travel here in the City of Edmonton, it's important that we all take the time and be cautious and be aware of what's around us. Motorists have to look and be aware of cyclists, and at the same time cyclists have to be aware of the motorists on the road.
According to the Alberta Motor Vehicle Act, a bicycle is considered a vehicle on the roadway, therefore they have the same rights and responsibilities as any other motor vehicle. Sharing the road responsibly means many things for both the cyclist and the motorist. Be considerate and cautious. Expect the unexpected. Be prepared to take evasive action to prevent a collision. As a cyclist, you should ride as far right as possible in order to share the road. If the lane is too narrow, cyclists can take the center of the lane for their own safety, and motor vehicles will follow behind you. You should be watching for snow, ice, and gravel, other construction or road hazards that may be in the gutter or other places on the roadway. When riding by parked vehicles, ride about a meter off to avoid the area where the door may open.
So here again, we're coming up along a long stretch that has a lot of parked cars, so maintain your distance.
As a motorist sharing the road, you should expect to see the cyclist on the right-hand side of the road. In narrower situations, the cyclist may take the lane, and you should follow the cyclist, being patient and allowing them to get through this narrow section. So you should also be aware of things like gravel, snow, and ice on the roadway so that you can anticipate where a cyclist may be going. Please do not tailgate cyclists, as they have the ability to stop very quickly and they do not have brake lights warning you about their sudden stop. When passing a cyclist, take care, giving the cyclist lots of space.
When we're parked at a curb, bicycles are smaller than a car. Take that time to look to the left to look for the cyclist.
You should also expect the cyclist to move around parked cars, approximately 1 meter away from the car, avoiding the door zone.
A motorist opening a door into traffic and perhaps into a vehicle is illegal, and for a cyclist, it will hurt. A designated cyclist lane or pathway is designed specifically for bicyclists. No motorist is allowed to drive in those areas, park in those areas.
Two exceptions with dedicated bicycle lanes exist for motor vehicles. At bus stops, the bicycle lane will be dashed, as well as at intersections, the bike lane will be dashed for a length to allow the motor vehicle who has properly shoulder checked and checked their mirrors to enter the bicycle lane to make a proper turn.
This is a Sharrow route. You'll notice that while I'm riding down the Sharrow route, I am riding down the center of the Sharrows. They are a guide to show me the safest place to ride.
Sharrows are to give guidance to cyclists and motorists to where a bicycle should be riding. The Sharrow is not where you legally have to ride, but is a suggestion of the safest place to ride.
This also allows enough space for a vehicle to pass me on the left, providing a shared use roadway.
At intersections, motor vehicles and cyclists should behave in the same way, following the traffic signs and signals.
Since it's a red light, you want to come to a complete stop, so you would signal your intent to stop first. You come to a complete stop, check for any traffic that may be oncoming, and then you would proceed with your right hand signal, and then you turn right.
Make sure you watch out for vehicles that are slowing down in preparation to turn, as well as make sure you signal when you are about to turn.
The signals used by cyclists are the right-hand turn, indicated with the left arm at a 90-degree angle. The left-hand turn, again with the left arm, extended to the left. The final one is a stop signal, indicated with the left arm at a 45 downward angle. We have to use our hand signals to indicate our intentions.
Make sure you are aware of the blind spots of the vehicles around you. If you cannot see the driver in the mirror of the vehicle, he cannot see you. If there is a vehicle turning right in front of you, do not pass on the right. It is very dangerous. Remember, you are another vehicle on the road and you need to wait your turn.
Motorists also have certain responsibilities, of course, as they're driving on the roadway, but with bicycles it becomes even more important.
As a motorist, when preparing to turn right at an intersection, make sure you check your blind spots for cyclists. As well, if there is a cyclist in front of you, do not attempt to overtake the cyclist to make the right-hand maneuver. As a cyclist, when turning left, make sure you signal your intentions, follow the lane markings on the roadway, and turn left from the left-hand lane in the road.
If I did not want to do this, I could go to the corner, dismount my bike, and cross as a pedestrian would if I feel uncomfortable.
If a motorist is making a left-hand turn at an intersection, he has to yield to oncoming traffic, which usually means cars. However, if a cyclist is oncoming also and is indicating to go straight through that intersection, a motorist will have to yield to oncoming traffic, including the bicycle, even though that cyclist is a little bit slower and a little bit smaller than a vehicle. A car still has to yield and let that cyclist cross before he makes his left-hand turn.
As a cyclist, you can minimize the risk to yourself by having the right skills, equipment, and knowledge. Be predictable by knowing the rules of the road and following them. These are the basic rules. Ride on the road unless your bike wheels have a diameter of 50 centimeters or less, or if a sidewalk is a shared use path. Crosswalks are meant for pedestrians. You don't have the right of way if you're riding a bicycle. If you want to cross at a crosswalk, become a pedestrian by getting off your bike and walking it across. Follow lane markings. Ride in the direction of traffic. Obey traffic signs and signals. Yield to pedestrians. Use hand signals. Ride in a single file. Plan your route ahead of time. Ride on routes that you feel most comfortable with.
As a cyclist, it's important to keep your bicycle in good working order. There's also some equipment that is required by law. Every person under 18 years of age requires a helmet. Is it a good idea for an adult to wear a helmet? Certainly.
It's also the law to have a bell or a horn on your bicycle at all times. If you bike at night, it's the law to have a white front headlamp and a rear red tail lamp, as well as a rear red reflector on your bicycle.
We want you to wear your safety equipment, make sure your bicycle is in working order, follow the rules of the road, and be safe as we're traveling on the roadways together.
As motorists and cyclists, make sure you follow all the appropriate traffic laws, respect each other, and share the road. It'll make the road a safer place for everybody.
Take the beat to the street.